If you're a true wine lover, it's what's inside the bottle that preoccupies you, probably not the bottle itself. Still, one California Napa Valley winemaker is turning its attention to the vessel with a redesign of the classic shape. And here to tell us if there's something to it is WSJ's Charles Passy with the Weekend Sip. Hi, Charles. Great to see you.
Happy weekend.
Happy weekend to you, too. So why redesign a wine bottle? Why mess with a classic?
I think there are two reasons. One is it's a fashion statement. I mean, it is, it got my attention, and they're hoping it will get consumers' attention. There is a little bit of we're lessening the environmental impact. I mean, the bottle actually does use up less glass. You can fit more bottles on a truck. So, I mean, in theory, you are kind of having a little bit of an environmental impact, but it's really about the design.
So it's totally aesthetic. There is no change to the taste.
Absolutely not.
Okay,
absolutely
none.
not. No,
Right.
I mean, as far as I could tell, and it shouldn't be. And if anything, they are basing this in part on a historic design. I mean, wine bottles aren't necessarily always this long, tall, skinny shape.
I was going to say, this looks sort of like the old-fashioned wine bottles we see in medieval sort of
I don't know. I mean,
movies.
they say this was a vessel styled after one that was used by Italian royalty centuries ago. So,
hey, there you go.
Maybe what worked for them, maybe will work today.
And they have both. They have it both in red and white.
Right.
And this is an example of a traditional.
Yeah, I mean, and traditional bottles, I should be clear, come in different shapes, but they tend to be long. This is squat.
Right.
So.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's give it a try.
Okay. All right. We're trying the red.
We're trying the red.
This is a California blend.
Cheers, because at the end of the day, this is really what's
in the bottle. Yeah.
Right. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's a solid wine. It's priced well, about $20. It's what's called a blend. So you have a couple of different varietals. Merlot is the predominant one.
It's a little fruity.
It's just enough, juicy enough, but not what we would call a fruit bomb. Right. It's also fairly low alcohol. They say that they're sort of keeping with the Italian tradition of really a food-friendly wine. Obviously, we're drinking it alone, but I would say that it works as a wine. But I'll be honest, I think they are really, it's about the bottle,
too. It's a little bit about the bottle. Well, you know what? If it, like you said, if it gets your attention, if the hipsters come running because they like the look of a cool bottle on their table, it's $20,
right.
What about the white? Did you like the white as well?
The white as well, yeah. I would say the red was my preferred one. The white, again, is also a blend. They're both solid bottles. Right. But I think also the other thing I would say, frankly, is we talked about the fashion statement. The truth of the matter is there's a lot of California wine out there.
Yeah.
So this is a way to stand out from the crowd. Although it's worth mentioning, this could be a challenge with retailers. Retailers, they like their standard way of presenting and showcasing wines. This forces a retailer to literally think outside the box.
Did you have any difficulty opening the bottle?
I found that it just, I was so used to, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like there's a certain height and a certain perch of the way you open a bottle. So I got a little bit like, I was just thrown off the least little bit. Practice made perfect. Eventually I had no problems. But I would say that, definitely get that corkscrew deep into the cork and you shouldn't have a problem. But at the same time, I was just accustomed to working from this height level.
Yeah. So, and where can we buy this wine?
They're out there. I mean, they're in a bunch of states and they're sold online through the winemaker, which is Ca Momi, and you can find it fairly easily.
Cheers.
That way.
Well, thank you.
All right. Cheers again.
Cheers. Have a great weekend.